be recorded. All right, so I just enabled screen sharing, so you can share your screen.
Okay. So my screen is my screen for you now.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes, we can see now.
Okay. Okay. Hello everyone. Sorry. Before I start, right, I would like each of you to actually introduce yourself. But I'll go first, right? I'll introduce myself, then everyone will take turns to introduce themselves. How many people are on this call? How many young designers on this call?
Are you people not young designers again?
Okay, so is the term the problem? Do you want what? Okay, so just a name that you want me to call you. If young designers doesn't seem to work.
I think we're all young designers.
Sorry, say that again.
I think we're all young designers or upcoming designers.
Okay, well, me, I don't like the okay, I don't like the term upcoming because I don't feel like there's something you're coming up to. You're already in that space. You're already doing it. So even if you are just starting out, you are already doing it. So that's why I said young. But that's fine. So I was asking, how many of you are on this call now?
I think there's 10 of learners on the call. 10.
10. Okay. So like I said, I would go introduce myself, then everyone takes turns to introduce themselves. So it's not supposed to be a stiff process. It's supposed to be very relaxing and fun. So just say whatever comes to your mind. It can be 2 sentences, it can be 5 sentences. I don't want to say 10 sentences, which just seem like a lot. Okay, I'll go first. My name is Debbie Bashar. I am a brand and product designer. Currently I freelance. So well, I've been doing this for about 5 years now, and I have experience across boards, from working with companies that are business to business facing and business to customers or consumers facing. So yeah, so I'm more of what you call a generalist, right, as a designer, because well, I've tried to specialize, but I've discovered that I like a lot of things, or rather I love to do a lot of things. So even sometimes I do motion design. So my skill set is not is diverse. Let me say that. In my free time, my spare time, I like doing a lot of things. One of which is going to be spending time on the internet, especially Twitter. So I see Twitter as a minefield where you can get different you can see other people's opinion one, then you can also learn, because so a lot of people are coming to share their views, opinions, and I think that's one of the best ways to learn, when you hear other people's views, opinion, approach to solving problems. So I know thus far I have learned a lot on Twitter. So I spend some of my time there, spend some of my time reading, watching movies, because I need to let off steam. That I spend some time hanging out with friends, because I really need to let off steam. So there are weeks where the work is so much that I just take Friday, I go out, hang out with friends, laugh over drinks or or food or something, and we just laugh and check up on each other and talk about where we are currently, what struggles we're facing, and what our aspirations and all of that. So it's a journey, right? And it's a journey that should be done with friends. No man is an island, we all know that, right? But it's very essential to have people that, so you may not be friends, it may be a friend, but the most important thing is you should have people that check in, or that you check in with, right? And that you talk about your aspirations, that you talk about where you are right now, talk about difficulties that you're going through, even if they can't prefer a solution, but there's that built-in, oh, you're going through that, so I'm going through that, so I'm not able to solve it, but I've been able to manage it by doing so and so, right? So like I said earlier, hearing other people's opinion is it's very enlightening, one, because it helps to widen the way you think. So you're not just stuck up in, oh, this is my opinion, this is the way it should be done. You're seeing that another person's view and like, oh, that, why did I think about that earlier? That seems smart, or smarter than what I was thinking. You get. So I think that it's, so I'll let us take turns to actually introduce ourselves. Who's going first? Okay.
Hi, good morning. I'm sorry, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sure.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Diki Esther. I'm a designer in training with, let's say, 3 months experience. I love to sing. I'm a barista. And I like sleep. God, I like sleep. Currently I'm a customer service agent. I'm still in Unilag and still trying to figure out the life of UI UX. So I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Nice to meet you, Esther.
Likewise.
So who's going next?
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Okay, can you hear me?
Sure.
All right, my name is Ifeoluwa.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a product designer, UX designer in training. So actually I'm enjoying the training. I'm enjoying to
Okay.
thanks to them. Okay, at my leisure time, I love to sing. I sing tenor
Nice.
part. I also sing alto too, but I'm a tenor singer.
Okay.
So, and I'm a lead singer too. So I also love to talk with friends. I love hanging out with a lot of friends, and I love teaching.
Nice.
Professionally, I'm a teacher by profession.
Oh,
So nice meeting you, Debbie Bashir.
same here. Okay. Same here. Thank you for that. Who's going next? Just can we speed it up? All this silence in between one person speaking and the next. Who's going next? And I think I've not heard any guy talk. I didn't know guys on this platform.
Good morning. Good afternoon, sorry.
Yeah.
My name is George. I am a freelance UI designer and self-taught, and I enjoy watching movies basically and hanging out with friends.
Nice. Yeah, nice to meet you, George.
And you too.
Next, there are 7 more people.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Abel.
Hi, Abel.
I'm a designer in training. I spend a lot of time on Twitter and I spend a lot of time watching football too. So yeah, those are the 2 things I do more. And yeah, now that I'm designing, I watch a lot of YouTube design videos. Yeah. So nice.
Nice to meet you, Abel. Next, please. Next person.
Hi, Debbie. Good afternoon.
Good
My name
afternoon.
is Anna. I'm a UI UX designer. But before I went into UI UX, I started off as a graphic designer before I entered school. So I do a combination of graphic design and UI UX design.
Nice.
And when I'm not designing, I'm either sleeping or watching movies.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Same here, Anna. Same here. Okay, who's going next? She wants to see the face.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Peace. I'm a UI UX designer in training. Oh, Debbie, I love the color of your hair.
Ah, thank you. So I was like, I think we should see each other's faces on my so I think that would help. Yeah. So
I'm not in any position to show my face right now.
oh, that's fine. That's okay.
Okay. Well, I'm a designer in training. I love to learn. Like I love figuring out how people think and what makes them tick. And when I'm not psychoanalyzing and or designing, I love to watch movies.
Nice. Nice. It's nice to meet you, Peace.
Nice to meet you too, Debbie.
Okay, what's going next? I think I have 4 more people hiding. Aha.
Good afternoon, Debbie. My name is Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
Yeah, hi. I'm an architect and I'm also a UI UX designer in training.
Nice.
Yeah, so I like football a lot. I watch football, discuss football. I like hanging out. I love the nightlife, and I also like movies. Yeah, that's about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's nice to meet you, Daniel. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I like the color of your hair too.
Aha, thanks. Oh, okay, who's going next? So once we're done with introductions, then we go dive in. I think I have 3 more people. Temitope, Yewande, and Toluwalashe, I think.
Hi, David.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
My name is Deborah Balogun. I'm a UI UX designer. I'm also a motion designer.
Nice.
So I like to draw. I love photography, and I love a lot of things. And I love eating dodo. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Temitope.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's the next person?
Hi. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, I can hear you. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So my name is Toluwashe.
Okay.
I'm a UI UX design trainee, and I'm also a unisex fashion designer. So I am not designing. Yeah, I'm actually sewing. That's all I do, and I sing too. Yeah, on my leisure time. I'm a chorister in church.
That's nice.
That's all.
Yeah, so it's nice to meet you, Toluwashe. Nice to meet you. I think there's one more person. Am I correct? I think Yewande.
Yeah, hello. I was hoping you forget me.
You wish.
Anyway, yeah, I used to be a copywriter. I'm actually still a copywriter.
Okay.
Before I started product design training. I don't know if I have any talents really. I just use my time on Twitter all day. So trying to cut back now. That's all.
That's fine. Well, that's fine. Discipline skills, but it's fine. Really.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, nice to meet you, Yewande. Nice, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, so I'm stopping the video now so I can share my screen back. It's not like I can't do both, but one for the other. So it's nice to meet everyone. So I'm going to be talking about how I started out designing, right? You already know my name is Debbie. How did design? I like phrasing that question as how design found me, because trust me, I believe design did find me. I cannot say that I started out. So in uni, final year, I just knew that. Okay, I knew that I didn't want to work with the course I read. 1, 2, I didn't know what to do. I was pretty confused. At 3, so I was open to trying new things because, of course, what I thought I knew, I didn't want to work with. I didn't want to work with it. So I was open to try new things, and I was thinking, final year, this is the year that you graduate, you pass out. So what's the next thing? And for a time in my life, for that time in my life, I didn't know what was next. So then one day I met a friend. It wasn't on Twitter I met this friend. It was so then he used to design shirts. He still does design shirts and all of that. And so that day I think I reached out and we're talking, and he was like, "Have you thought about becoming a graphic designer?" And I'm like, "Girl, what? No, it's for guys." Then I don't think I'd ever met a female graphic designer. It was always guys. So it was like, "No, it's for men. I can't be doing that. It's for men." And he told me, "See, there is nothing that's for men that a woman cannot do. And it would be really nice to actually have a woman doing design." So I was like, okay, this was 2014. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. That's good. But the thing is, I wanted to go serve. So I was like, oh, when I go serve and come back, NYC and come back, I was going to start the classes. So because of that, 2015, I started classes. And in a very funny turn of event, after just 3 classes, they couldn't continue. So what happened? First, note that what it was teaching me at that time was CorelDRAW. So it was teaching me the application, right? So it was not necessarily teaching me design. So the class, after 3 classes, I couldn't reach him again. Unknown to me that he actually entered the bad boss and they, I think, robbed him and almost kidnapped him and stuff. So he was hospitalized and all of that. So I didn't know at the time. But my classes had to end. And so already I sparked that interest in me and to a certain level. And then it was like being dropped off from top of the hill. So it was, I don't know, I felt bad. I felt different kind of emotions at that point in time. But I told myself, okay, you can't let this fire die. You have to continue. That's what I told myself. Okay, fine. How do I continue? The little I'd learned, I continued learning CorelDRAW, continued. Then at one point, I remember that I had a classmate then in school that used to design for shirts. So I reached out to him that, come teach me Photoshop. And he said he's quite busy, doesn't have time. It was at that junction I told myself, okay, young lady, you can do this you can teach yourself in quotes, because there were videos and all of that to help. So it was not like teaching myself fully, because I don't believe anyone is completely self-taught. We had to all rely on the knowledge of someone that is shared somewhere online, offline, anyway, to actually become what and who we are today. So I started doing YouTube. I started off learning D2, Photoshop, then After Effects, Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, learned. Then from there, it was there and I started knowing, okay, there was the principles and all guiding this and all of that. So that was how I entered design, right? And I think one of the things that actually did help me, right, in my starting out design was, after everything, I actually took up a job. I was a digital social media person, but I was not really into it. I thought I was going to be, I wasn't. After 3 months, I quit. Then I saw an internship role for a design person / video editing / motion design. So I just felt like, yeah, this was I think is what I want to do. I just dived it in, and thank God I did, because here I am today. So that's about how I got started. Let's kickstart our topic for today: your UX design career and portfolio. So I want this class to be interactive, right? So I want you to ask questions, right? And don't be shocked when I ask questions too, because I'm going to try to give examples from experiences that I have had and so that you can better understand one and you can relate to it. I think that's it. The UX design career and portfolio. So there's this quote that I saw that I felt really works, and that is, every great design begins with an even better story. So in your own words, what do you think this quote is about? Anybody? Every great design begins with an even better story. Okay, I think there's nobody that wants to answer that. That's fine. So what this is just what I was talking about, really, is that in design, right? Everything you're doing is a story. Even so, take it as, I'm going to better explain this later on because I don't want to. I'm going to better explain it later on, but just have that mindset as we go forward. So content. What is the UX design portfolio? Why do you need one? What about your career? What should be in your portfolio? Things to note, and how many kind of portfolio should you have, right? So first question, what's the UX design portfolio? Let me ask anybody, what's the UX design portfolio? Who can tell me what a UX design portfolio is? I mean, we've seen, I think everybody, I'm not sure now. I think everybody in this room must have seen one at one point or another. So who can, and please note that during this session, right, there are no bad answers, right? There's nothing you will say that you are wrong. Fine. So I think I need to talk about two things first. One, I think one mindset to grow that I need to have is that you should always say what comes to you. So don't antagonize yourself, because I think a lot of us creative people do that. So before we even give our thoughts, our ideas about something, we've already antagonized and said and thought about things in our head, and because of that, we don't speak up. What I would say is speak up. What's the worst that can happen? You didn't get it correct, right? Two, failure is not, don't see failure as failure is failure, yeah, but don't see failure as failure. See it as a learning curve. So it's better you speak out and you are corrected. So you say something and it's not right, and then somebody tells you, says the right thing, and then you learn it, right? So imagine you didn't speak up, you won't be corrected. So don't see failure as a learning curve, as a chance to learn, right? Because I think it's more dangerous to actually have incorrect ideas stuck up in your head, right? So it's better you actually say it and they say, oh no, it's like this, and you've learned and you can run with what you know, right? So please, what's the UX design portfolio? Anybody?
So, hello, David. Can you hear me?
Yes.
UX design portfolio is, it's a body of work which you really the work you've done over time that you really admire, and it contains a body of work with case studies and details on how ideation of the work and everything that has to do with the work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that's what I understand to be.
Yes. So well done, Tim Tokwe. So what is the UX design portfolio? It's a body of work which contains examples of design work that you've done as a designer. So a lot of times for young designers, I remember then I couldn't say I had a UX, I couldn't say I had a portfolio. So what I had then was an Instagram feed which doubles as my portfolio, right? And maybe dribble too. So I'm not saying that's not nice. That's nice, but you actually need to have a place, online, offline, wherever, where you chronicle your processes. So let me even ask, as I know the bulk of you are learning, right? But has anybody completed a project from end to end before? Has anybody done that? Anybody?
Yes,
Okay.
You all have.
You all have, great. So one, we all know that one, a lot of times it doesn't turn out the way we plan to. So you plan and everything just turns left and right, so it just doesn't come out the way you plan, right? So a design portfolio, right, is a tool used to land the job interview. Don't forget that at the center of everything is that, oh, you want a job, or if you're a freelance designer like myself, or you want gigs, you want projects from left, right, center. Don't forget that. So as such, you should communicate a message to recruiters who are the users in this scenario. Great. So the people that are the users in this scenario, don't forget, are the people that are going to recruit you for those job interviews, or for freelancers, that the product owners, right? The product owners or the brand owners that are going to, because a lot of times they recruit themselves. They're going to recruit you for this gig or for this project to work on. So you should always have that in mind. You should center them in your planning, right? So your portfolio should talk about what you've been doing and how you work. So your portfolio should not be about the finished product. Oh, give me an example. I designed a fashion app. This is what it looks like. Yeah, that should not be your portfolio should be about. No, your portfolio should be about how you arrived here, what happened. So take us from the beginning. The client contacted you. I'm saying as a freelance designer, right? Client contacted you that they wanted a solution that solved problems in the fashion industry. Oh, great. So what was the next thing? You ask questions because you needed to understand why, what, and how they intended to. You try to understand their business goals and the user goals. So if you are on a job, right, and so a lot of times you start from where your team lead or your head comes and says, oh, we need to redesign, we need to do a version 2 of the company's website or the company's app. Why? These are the feedback we're getting, right, concerning. So people need updates on this. All of those things, document it, start from there, because that is when your project begins. Your project, your case study shouldn't just be about, oh, I redesigned so. What did you do? What processes did you take? What data or metrics did you see? What were the lessons you learned? Because for every project, right, you always learn a lesson for every project. So the lessons can be there can be new ideas, or they can be a better way you could have done. There are times that you will have done the project right from start to finish, and at the end you now discover that, oh, I should have maybe have done, and I should have maybe done a brainstorming session for this, and then represented it as an affinity diagram or something. Do you get? So you always learn a lesson from it. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done the interviews first. Maybe I should have done the interviews at this point, or maybe my user target should have included people. So maybe your initial user target included people from like 15 to 34. Then at closing, getting to the end, they are saying that, oh, I should have included so and so. So a lot of times, right, you would always have processes like that. Do you get? It won't follow. Then don't forget that a lot of so I don't know, do we know agile methodology? Do we?
I have an idea to some extent.
Okay. Okay, so so what I was about saying then was that, so a lot of times, right, we use, so depending on you and the kind of project, so the process you use will depend on you and depend on you, right, will depend on the kind of project and what they're looking to get from the project. So take for instance, a lot of times we use design thinking. We all know design thinking, right? We all know design thinking.
Yeah.
Guys, yeah, we're on design thinking. So we use design thinking, right? But there's a project that you would work on, and from the beginning, the what's it called? Product owners and the product managers will say, oh, we're going to use agile. We're using agile because, one, it's a complex solution, right? And we want to fail fast. So I've heard of this saying, fail fast, and I think fail forward. So the earlier you know that you don't even know this, or the earlier you know that you are wrong, is the earlier you start correcting it. Right. So a lot of when you're working in companies that deals with very complex solution, they need to be fast with the way they craft solutions. So for instance, so they rarely go with agile methodology. So agile actually a lot of times involve, okay, deciding that So for every week, we're going to push out a feature. So what you're looking at, so take for instance, yeah, like the fashion app I mentioned earlier, you have a fashion app that you are doing or looking to do, and then you treat each feature, you divide into each feature and say, okay, for week 1, right, we're going to push out, give me a feature of a fashion app now, because I wasn't thinking about that. A feature of a fashion app, pick a dress size or something. Pick a dress size to be a feature.
Catalog.
Maybe a catalog. So we're going to design that part in week. So what we do in that week 1 is that so you talk to people. So you do maybe probably user interview, you talk to people and have an idea of what the expected catalog should be, because don't forget you're designing for people, right? And people are always at the center of our designs. So you talk to them. Once you talk to them, you have your mental model and all of that. You design, right? And with Agile, I know for design generally, iteration is like a constant after you test. So after you've designed during that Agile session methodology, you designed, right? So you already have users waiting to test for usability testing. So it might be 5. It might be 5, and that number is okay for Agile because you don't test once. So in that same week, after you've designed, you prototype it, users will come and test already. So you're getting feedback. Instead of getting the feedback, you are looking through the feedback, seeing and using, I'm saying you're looking at data and saying, oh, okay, this feedback is essential because out of the 5, 4 are saying we should do it. But imagine scenario, maybe out of the 5, it's just 1. Others are saying it works, and 1 is saying it doesn't because of their personal. So understand that even though you can't please everybody, try to please a large percentage of your user targets, right? Your product. So they say that you go, you iterate, you bring it back to test again, you get feedback, you share, of course, you carry your stakeholders along, share your stakeholders, get said, you iterate, right? You keep doing that until you have an MVP. We know what an MVP is, right? What's a minimum viable product that works. So once that works, okay, that's done. You move to another feature. So Agile is a way to actually, is usually done for speed. So imagine that you had to, so it depends on the project, right? Like I said, depends on the project. And in time that I work with design, you actually go through, I think, you actually go through one or both processes in your time in design. So back to what I was saying. So your portfolio should showcase your processes and not the final result only. Recruiters want to see how you solve that problem. That's another thing. So don't forget that the value of design is problem solving, right? We know that, right? So we know that as designers, we are solving problems. So we're solving problems as small as, let me ask you, what problem do you think Zoom is solving? At least we're on software, it's in the software now. What problem do you think Zoom is solving? Anybody?
It helps to use offline classes and create more space for online classes because of the pandemic. It's actually very, very effective during the pandemic. It has been helpful.
So we can say that Zoom is, yeah, of course. We can say that Zoom is. So if I were to write an how might we statement, do you know how might we statement? How might we rather problem statement for Zoom to be how might we connect people in different locations, right? So take for instance, yes, Temjope has said it here. So Zoom is solving a distance problem. So even before what's it called, the pandemic, right? People have been using Zoom because you can work in an international company that headquarters is in Berlin, one office is in London, another office is in Nigeria, or you might even be doing remote work. Your company is in Luxembourg and here in Nigeria. So how would you connect for meetings? Because you have to always have stand-ups, regular meetings, because everybody has to be carried along, right? So Zoom actually worked to link to connect people working from different locations together, That's it. So your design portfolio showcase your process and not the final results only, right? Because recruiters want to see how you think. Do you get? Recruiters want to see how you think. Recruiters want to see what you know. Recruiters want to see your skill set. Don't forget. So I'm going to add, are we all UX designers, or do we have some people that are UX researchers only, people that are UX writers only, people that are UI designers only? Do we have them here? I think somebody mentioned being a UI designer.
The course we're doing is both UI, UX.
Yeah, I know. Yes, but the thing is, some people will be drawn to. So at the end of the day, right, in design, there are different careers, career paths along the way, because don't forget, this is your career. You are the center of it, right? Along the way, some people would decide, oh, I think I really love UX research. I would just want to be a UX researcher. Along the way, some people will say, oh, I really like UI design. I want to be a UI designer only. That works, that's fine, as long as you're making the right decision. Okay, so back, so that means if everybody here is a UI UX designer, that means I don't know how to, I can continue to say what I was saying because I was already in line. So recruiters want to see your process and not the final result only. Recruiters want to see how you solve that problem, why you went with this approach. That's another thing. So recruiters want to know why. So you are solving a problem for fashion, designing a fashion app. Yeah. So you said, oh, I started off by doing a survey. Why did you choose to start off with a survey? Why couldn't I have started out with a user interview, a ethnographic map, or a user journey map? Do you get why? Oh, I started with a survey to get quantitative answers so that I can now dive deep with other forms of research. Why? So always explain why, or say you're trying to do a fashion app, and then you have so you have, say, on your splash screen you have a tailoring something, maybe you have a tailoring machine, I don't know, or a model, right? You can also explain why. So always try to explain why you went with this approach. Or say you on your features list you have a catalog. So why do you have a catalog there? Or a catalog from the research, from the report of the research, gather that 80% of the people we talk with felt that there should be a catalog so that people can look at styles that they like, something. I hope you understand that they like some. So I always explain why you went to the approach, because the recruiter wants to enter your headspace, want to understand what you were thinking, why you were working on this. So because they can't when you're working on that solution, we're not there. So they want to live through you. So it's like saying you having a diary, right? That you wrote maybe when you were 13. And now imagine you picking up a diary now. You can readily go back, relive that moment, because you have it written down. So you can really just go back to that time and understand what you were thinking and what you were going through, what you were feeling. So also, recruiters want to see what data or metrics are guiding your work. So you've decided that, you are going to, this app is going to be available only on iOS or only on Android. You get. So why, of course, but then maybe I'm just assuming, I'm not saying this, from your research, you discovered that your target market only use iOS. I'm just imagining what kind of that would work for. So they only use iOS, and so you're restricting to building for just that platform. You're not doing cross-platform for Android. So what percentage? Say sometimes I'm not sure anybody would. I'm not sure people will actually get 100% over for any metric. So say you're designing, you're from your research, right? Maybe you now have 100, maybe all your all your participants in an interview or in a usability check and say, oh, this is what we're looking at. I can't work with this, and maybe all of them actually. It might happen, Sha, because it might happen. Yeah, I think it might happen. So I always include data metrics are guiding your work. So another thing is data and metrics for when you are done. So when it has gone live and how is it now performing? So conversion rate, user engagement, retention rate. Conversion rate, how many people sign up? They can even pick all those rates, all those data in Play Store. How many downloads? How many then feedback that they read back? So all of this are actually instrumental to your work, right? So your UX design portfolio can be online or offline. Personally, I would advise online for ease of reach. It's easy for people to reach you, right? Especially when you've done your SEO, right? People search, or people just go online and search your name. So imagine somebody going online to search your name, your website comes up because it's online, right? But if your portfolio is offline, maybe in a PDF resting on your laptop, if people search for you online 2,000 billion times, or it says 2 million billion times, they won't find, they won't find you. So, but your portfolio can be online or offline. It's left for you to decide. Yeah. So a portfolio website is essentially a publicly accessible business card. So it's like saying having your business card online. So anybody can just Google you, or maybe just even searching for designers in Lagos, Nigeria, searching for designers in Kafancha or something, and just stumble on you and like you and start working with you. You get. So that's that. So the question is, why do you need a UX design portfolio? Why do you need it? So I would say that as proof that you have a design career. So anybody can come and say, oh, I'm a UI UX designer, true or false, anybody. So, but if they don't have a portfolio to back it, are they really one? So take for instance, you put yourself in the shoes of your recruiter, right? Somebody comes and says, oh, I'm a UI UX designer, portfolio, and then they don't have a portfolio. Would you work with them? That's the question. Would you work with them? Would you employ them? No, you won't. So you also need a UX design portfolio to land a job. It's very, very essential to land a job, to get a job that you like, a job that is great. It's very essential. Also, like I said earlier, there are different career paths in design. It's left for you to choose the one that works best for you. So what about your career? Your career is what exactly you make of it. Don't always forget that. Have that at back of your mind at any point in time. You know, the thing is that right now it's okay if you don't even know how you want your career to go or where you want to be. It's okay if you don't know if in 5 years time you still want to be a UI UX designer, because I've come to see that at the end of the day, right, for a lot of us, right, we winged it until we knew. So we're just winging it until we know that, oh, okay, in 5 years time I want to be a design director, or in 2 years time I want to be a design director, or I want to be a product marketing director, or product. So another thing is with roles, right? Job roles. There are new job roles coming up every day. Understand that. So there are new ones. So before, I really don't think there was product designer. Yeah, before, when you say product designer, right, it's used to represent only industrial design product designers. That's those people that create your give me an example of things created in the industry, your physical
microwave and iron,
all those things, exactly. So before, those were who you call product designers then. So you are just a UI UX. That's what we called ourselves. But now these days, we are now being called product designers. So now there's now having to put a distinction and say, you are an interface product designer, or you are a mobile product designer or something, then be an industrial product designer, right? So there are new job roles coming up now. These days, you start hearing job roles like product design director. You start hearing design manager. You start hearing product marketing director or design. So there are lots of you also hear job roles like design advocate. So there are lots of job roles that are coming up from the many mixes and mixes and all of that of what product entails, right? And I won't be shocked that in next years to come, there will still be more. You get. So it is essential that you have goals related to your career. So the thing with goals is that they help to keep you focused, right? So you don't necessarily have to say, you don't necessarily, funny thing about goals, you don't necessarily have to meet it, but as long as, and the thing, you can actually change it as you're going. So if I decide that, by next year, I want to be a UX researcher, I want to job for that and just focus on being UX researcher, right? 6 months in, I can say that, okay, no, I still really, 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 really like UI design and product design as a whole. So let me just, no, I don't want to do that again. I want to still be, I want to still be a product designer. You get, so you can do that. So, but it's essential that you have goals because it will help you be focused, right? And the most important thing is that it will help you to be invested in your growth. See, if you tell yourself that in a year, I want to be a mid product designer, right? I'm telling you, you will actually achieve it. Why? Because you've already put a timeline, right? And because of that, you'll be invested in it. So you would spend time to actually learn things, especially when you see new words, because every day in this design sphere, new words keeps coming up. You keep hearing new things, you keep hearing, and you need to know them. So you try staying up to date, you try knowing things that you need. Once you discover that, I don't know, so this is new, I don't know it, and it is essential, you know it. Even the old ones that you don't know so much about, you take your time to actually know them, and you do them. So don't forget, there's another thing I don't want to forget. Don't forget that when you do something, right? So I'm trying to phrase it properly now. I think doing is known. It's somewhere later. It's going to come up in the slide later. But it's when you do something, you don't forget it. So there's something called muscle memory and all of that, but I don't want to go into that, right? Once you start doing something, you don't forget it. So I feel like the highest level of knowing something is when you can do it and do it well. Once you can do it and do it well, nobody's taking that away from you. Nobody, right? Except maybe, I don't know, maybe I have a brain pro. I don't know. So that's it about career. So what should be in a UX design portfolio? Any ideas? Okay, I want you guys to button here. What do you think should be in a UX design portfolio?
Ideation.
Okay. Any other person? I want more people to talk. Like I said earlier, there are no wrong or right answers. Yes.
Wireframes.
Wireframes.
Both low and high fidelity.
Okay. Any other person? I'm not going to call you names, but any other.
Your research method, I don't know, user flow.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's thank you guys. Let's go to it. So the first thing I'm going to say is what should be in your portfolio. Of course, first thing should be case study. It needs to be in your portfolio. So the question of how many now, right? So it's now equals for people have varying opinions, right? But somewhere between 3 to 4 is like a sweet spot as to the number of case studies you should have. So it is believed that 3 to 4 case studies is needed to sufficiently demonstrate your competencies. Right. This number is also dependent on where you are in your career. So if you're a young designer, you can actually just have 1 to 2 UX case studies, right? It's fine. You could would understand, right? So I now have a question that I'm going to ask generally. So what happened to a person that is not junior, that is not a young designer, right? But so of course, you have maybe 3 to 4 case studies, but actually specializes in different things. So does brand design, does graphic design, does product design. So how do you think the person should plan their case studies? How many do you think they should have? Any takers? Anybody?
Can they also have 2 or 3? What do you think?
So because they're not young or junior designers, they should have 3 to 4. That's the sweet spot, right? But I'm not saying if for instance in this case so they are not just product designers, they do brand design and graphic design. So of course they have to show processes for other things too, right? So a lot of people think case studies are just only for product design. No, you can write case study on every kind of design you do, right? A case study is a way to chronicle. Don't forget, it's just a chronicle of what you do, of your processes. That's it. So even if your processes once you get the design brief, the first thing you do is to go and draw on your sticky notes or your what's it called, jotter, or your drawing book or drawing board or whiteboard. It's still part of your process. It should be documented. You get. So to answer my question that I asked, like I said, this is dependent on you. You can readily say, oh, okay, product design, you can 2 case studies, you can do brand design, 1 case study, and do graphic, 1 case study. So really it's up to you. And don't forget that your portfolio, right, is also a product. Do you get? So your portfolio is solving a problem. What problem is your portfolio solving? Your portfolio is putting you out there. So don't forget. So when you're designing your product, your portfolio design, it's also a product, which means that it's going to have iterations. So one, you're going to have analytics that are going to monitor your case studies. Oh, this month you have 1,000 visitors. Next month you have 1,500. What happened? Where are they coming from? They're coming from the US. So do you get? So, and because these are the same thing you do for a product. So your portfolio is also a product. Your portfolio is even your own product. So you have finance over it, more or less. You get? So one, you should be able to iterate your product. You have a designer, so you have an interview and the recruiter gave you some feedback on your, always ask for feedback, especially on your people. Ask. They gave you a feedback and you see that it makes sense. I edit your, what's it called, your portfolio and include it. Do you get? So that's it. Your portfolio is also your product. Treat it as one. Please note your case studies have to be relevant to the way you're applying for. This is important because imagine that you're applying for a brand design role, right? And your case study, you have product design case studies only in your portfolio. Rather, you have product design case studies. Of course, the recruiter will see you as non-serious. So the question is, why did you apply for this role if the case studies you have in your portfolios are not relevant to the role? So your case study should demonstrate your competency to work on a project from the beginning to the end, so end to end. And even the thing with a product designer is that when a product goes live, your work has not even ended. You're still working because you're still going to work with product manager. So when the product goes live, you have to still monitor. And that's the thing, you have to still monitor, oh, it has gone live. What's happening with conversion rate? How many people are actually signing up? How many people are signing up? How many people are downloading it? What feedback are they having? Because sometimes they will give some feedback and the developer would want to work on it, but then he has to go through you first. Because so one thing with product design is that you are going to own that product like you're the owner. It's a lot of commitment, but it's one that's, once done well, makes a lot of sense. So another thing that should be, so your case study a lot of times on what your case study should contain. What your case study a lot of times, right, would contain what the process you use. So it doesn't have, there's no standard template for a case study. So you can't say, okay, so the template to be it to have an introduction, body, and conclusion. Introduction is to introduce introduction. You're going to introduce the project, introduce the project, talk about the timeline, talk about people that you worked with. So if it's a team, you work with another designer, or it's a team, you worked with the product manager and the product developer and the product owner. Mention all those people because it's good to see for the people that you know how to work in a team. Teamwork is very, very essential. So you should always portray, even as you're working as a solo designer, maybe in-house or as a freelancer, they also want to see that you know how to work in a team. So always mention your team members, especially when maybe you worked with a UX researcher. Always say, oh, my partner, my fellow, my partner, the UX researcher says, so we had to clinical now said this, and we should do this and do that. So always show that you know how to work in a team. That's it. So all those should be your introduction, right? Then dates, timeline, date. That should be okay. That I have a machine that prints money. I like that rumor. God, can you mute your mic? Thanks. So yeah, so your body is where all the work that you've done will be, right? So there's no one process fit all. It's your process. Understand that and know peace. It's your process. So don't go and read somebody else's case study and start saying, oh, I have to add low fidelity wireframe. I have to add empathize. See, if it is your process, if in your process, right, you don't do wireframes, once you don't user flow, it is fine. Put it there. So the reason why a lot of times you do things is because of peer pressure, or somebody else is doing that. Maybe see, a lot of times, right, I've met designers that don't design wireframes. I do wireframes because I do wireframes, and I'll tell you why. Once I'm done with my user flow, my partner, I do wireframes to actually understand the layout, how I design this right layout for the content. That's why I do wireframes before I now make it hi-fi, right? But I tell you that currently I'm working on a bank app, right, that I'm not doing wireframes on. It's shocking, right? I'm not so, and I have my reasons for not doing wireframes on it. Like I have my reasons because over time I've worked on projects. Somebody's mic needs to be muted. Thank you. Yeah, what was I saying? I've lost that train of thought. So I was talking about owning your process, that you don't have to copy other people's process. You don't have to. So if your process, let me give you a run through. For me now, it depends on the project. Is it a redesign project? What kind of project is it, right? So that depends on, but generally I always like to understand. So the first is to understand and understand business goals and user goals. After which I try to understand, first thing is to do a survey to understand in general. So what do people understand? Do people really need this generally? So I do this when I do it for the number so that I can have metrics. Say out of 100 people, 88 people said they wanted this, 90 people said they don't want this, or 90 people think this will work, or 90 people have been in this situation, or 80 people are, so to have those numbers. So after which I'm still going to talk to people to better understand why. So I now delve into qualitative research to understand why, to understand how and why they were reasoning like that, or how and why that situation is, you get. But a lot of times, don't forget that the research method you use a lot of times will be dependent on one, budget is important. One, budget. Two, if you're working with the product manager or not. So a lot of times, if you're working by yourself, you can get, but if you have somebody else that also understands, a lot of times it makes your work easier. And who your product owner is, some product owners they don't believe in it, that they want to give the let's not dive into that. Let's leave that. So these are like real life situations that you may be facing one day, but it's fine. I know you'll be able to face it when it's time. Okay, this is for a product of UX, and I think that's it about case study. Any question on case studies? Okay, I'll take questions at the end. So another thing that should be on your portfolio is your information. Aha. So imagine that you put all these wonderful projects that you've done, your case studies are tight, everything is good, and then they don't even know about you. Who are you? So try and put a bit of bio. Debbie is a this, that, based in, the likes, da. So put a bit of bio, let them know about you. You get, put a bit of, let them know about you and your skills, how skilled are your skill sets. And that thing you should put on there is your work history, or you can just include, so you can just, you can ways to do it. You can list it there, or you can just attach your CV that you can download and look at. So if you have major relevant roles you've taken, include them, right? If you have major relevant roles you've taken, include them. Include things that will make the recruiter wants to recruit you for their company. So include things that will make the recruiter want to say, oh, I need to talk to this person to see if they're a fit for this company because I really like what they've put forward. So a portfolio is the first thing to help you get in the door, right? So it's not left for you to now walk through and get to where you're going to. So, and I think it's very, very important because you getting through that door is a very, very important thing. So also include your contacts. Imagine you have this very tight portfolio, case studies are killed, everything is on point, but you didn't include how they will contact you. Seriously, were you really thinking about conversion? So if you know about conversion rates, this is one thing for people to go to your website and love it. It's another thing for them to be able to sign up, contact you, or do an action. You get, so you want to be able to convert them from people that just came to see forgotten the term, people that just came to see the website to people that are going to do an action, maybe buy from you, use your service or something. You get, so you need to be contacted. So you have to include that you can be contacted. You can be via email, via me. I don't advise phone number because hey, some people will start calling you anyhow. So also you have to also understand care for your own security too. So me, I don't advise phone number. They can really add you on WhatsApp and stuff about you and left, right. So I don't advise what mobile number. So you can take it a step further and add a Calendly link like I did on my own website. I have a Calendly link, so you can just click that and set up I think 15 or 30 minutes call with me. You get, yeah. So important things to note, right? Important things to note. Introduce yourself, talk about yourself a little. They want to know who this person is, to know if they want the person to come in and they should talk further. They want to know you. And that very, very important thing is add images that will show off your process. So if you designed a wireframe, add images of the wireframe, right? If you did a design sprint, take pictures of the sprint. If you did an affinity diagram on sticky notes on your own walls, take pictures of it and add it to it. You get, add everything that would make add pictures that will make your story believable, right? So if you do a body storming session, take pictures of it. If you do a usability testing session, either you can take pictures, like I had a session I didn't remember to take pictures because I also invested in it, but take pictures of it. So but you can also protect the privacy of the participants. There are ways to do it. So I have ideas on sticky notes or props. Take pictures of them, add them to your, what's it called, to your case studies, then add your contact information. Yeah, I've talked about this. You can also link your socials to it. Yeah, so you can say that, oh, add your Twitter where you talk regularly to it. They can come to, or your LinkedIn, so they can see your work history better, or your achievements and all that better. I can add your email where they can send you email. So always add a call to action. You know what CTA is, call to action. Talk about what your opportunities you're looking for. So about adding call to action, that's about the conversion I was talking about. Convert them from just viewers of the portfolio to them using your services. So to convert them, it might not be a straight road, but at least one of the first ways to start is having a call to action they can click on. So the call to action can be hire me, call to action can be use my service, call to action can be talk to me, call to action can be anything that does make them want to do something that would work in your favor, right? And also talk about opportunities you're looking for. So say it down your portfolio. Let it say, so if you're a freelance designer, I can say, oh, I'm a freelance designer looking for work. Let it be there. So people that come then know that, oh, this person is open for project and gig. If you are looking for a full-time job, put it there, oh, I'm a designer who is looking for a full-time role based in internationally, anywhere in the world. put it there so they know that, oh, this is what this person. If you are looking for both, put it there. I'm looking for full-time work and freelance gigs. Put it there. Thank you very much. So also add social proof if you can. So when I say social proof, you're saying things like testimonials. So people that you've worked with, what have they said about you, right? So one thing you should do is after you work with anybody's, tell them to write you a review. You get, so maybe out of 10, maybe 2 we shall write. That's to use it, but let them know that going to the website. Use it on your website so people can see to your. Use it on your portfolio. Let people see. So you know what will make that social proof make this thing easier. So imagine that I'm trying to buy something, right? And I go to this website. Oh, I like what they have. It looks nice. But of course, maybe the website is not in Nigeria. Maybe it's in the UK. And I'm like, so what if I order and I don't do it? Already, I'm going to have reservations. But you know what will help remove some of those reservations? When I start reading testimonials of people, somebody comes and says, maybe one Nikkei comes and says, oh, I ordered from them, they delivered to me in Lagos in no time, in maybe 2 weeks, and the wait time was nice, or they were carrying me along the process, they were doing this. I feel like, okay, if somebody in Nigeria has bought, in Lagos has bought, then okay, I can buy from them, so I'll get it. Do you get? So social proof will help boost people's confidence to actually use your services. That's it. More things to note. Tell a good story. After all, case studies are stories. They are stories. So this is about that. What's it called? This guy that every good design begins with an even better story. So it's a story. So you guys that have strength in copywriting, lucky you, or UX writing, lucky you, because you already have it. So if you don't, learn writing with it. Writing is very important. And I believe you should keep training your writing skills. Yeah. So you keep training and you keep improving, keep doing and you keep improving. Divide the story into sub-heading so it's easy to skim through. Don't forget that these recruiters, they have maybe about 1,000 people. You get that sent application that they have checked their portfolio. So they are short on time. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot and then your portfolio is just a long story with that they can't skim through. Make it skimmable that they can skim through. So one of the ways to do this is to actually divide into subheadings. So you can say survey. Survey is a subheading. Write a paragraph under survey. User interview. Write a paragraph under it. Ethnographic this thing. Write a paragraph under it. User customer journey, user journey map. Right? Do you get? So break it so that way it's easy for them to skim. They can sometimes a lot of them they will read. They just read all those subheadings. Okay, okay, conclusion. Okay, do you get? So that is a way for you to help yourself. Okay, then your portfolio should represent you. Your personality should shine through. See, this one is very, 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 very important. So if you're the kind of designer that likes all those that your app, if somebody taps, you first somersaults, all those directions, all those animations, somersaults, come down, show them now pointers, you are going to all those things. Include it in your work. Show it, show your personality. Let it shine through in your portfolio. And if you're the kind of designer that you like simple, black and white, easy to go, let it shine through. Because at the end of the day, I don't believe in copying people. Because fam, we're all not the same people. You get, you are your own person, I'm my own person. And you guys should be able to look at your person and say, okay, should have an idea of your personality from your portfolio, right? Same way they will look at the other person, have an idea of their personality from their portfolio. So I would never advise anyone to copy anybody's portfolio. Let your portfolio be you, be uniquely you, and let your personality shine through. And trust me, you are beautiful as you are doing very well as you are great as you are. So just let that awesomeness, that uniqueness, that you shine through. That's it. Right. So to help yourself, this is what I would advise. Document your process. So as you're working, document it. If you are using Figma, Sketch, XD, or Vision Board in Visual Studio, you can really just create, by the time where you're working, create a frame like an A4 that will be long. And if you did this one, Go and write it and write what you learned from it. You did A, go there, right? I did A, I did wireframe, and I did because I was confused for a point, so I had to do wireframe. Write it there. Go continue working. You did C, go there. So the reason why that helps you is because at the end of the day, by the time you are done with your process, right? You already have a full case study. So what you now do is you just go back to proofread and edit. Do you get? So that's what I do. That's all for me. Because before I used to wait until I'm done to write, because I won't write it. By the time I'm done, I will have forgotten like more than like 75% of what I did and lessons I learned. Not a lesson, but like important details from it. I will have forgotten. And maybe that project already waiting. You get? So it's an advice I give to people to do. It helps you document as you work. So there are also other portfolio sites you can use. I forgot to mention. You can use Behance. If you don't have a personal one, you can use Behance. You can use Behance. You can Dribble doesn't allow you to do case study because does it allow now? Dribble is more of a finished product kind of environment. So you can use Behance for that. Use Behance if Behance works for you. Before any time you get your own personal website, use Behance. Or you can even use Notion to create your website. To create your own personal portfolio. You can use Notion. You can go read up on it and how you can do that. So whichever works. The cocoa is that you should have one that works, that is easy to reach and works and helps you convert people. Okay, so how many kind of portfolios should you have? Well, ideally, they say you should have two, the short one and the long one. So what I was saying is that the short one usually will be the one online on your personal website. So the short one is the one that people will readily go and see, right? So it is short. It's easy for the recruiter to scan or skim through. Don't forget, your recruiters receive thousands of applications, so you want to make sure they like what they see in the shortest possible time. Don't forget, especially when you're applying internationally, I'm sure they receive like hundreds of thousands, maybe. I'm just assuming, right? Maybe. So a lot of times it's advised that you have the short one on your website. Short does not now mean that it's ridiculously short, please. Short means that so it means maybe each sub-heading is like two what's it called, sentences also. So it's straight to the point. And I forgot to mention also when you're talking about when you're writing your case study, write in the first person. I did this. Or if you're a team, say we did this. Don't go and say the third day or right, you did it. So show that you are active in the process. Don't write like somebody else is doing and you were looking at it, right? Write like you were active during the process. So yeah, the long one usually a PDF, which will take you to a job interview. So the short one on your portfolio, on your online portfolio, right, would have helped you get, the recruiter has seen your work and says, I want to talk to this person. I like his or her work. It looks nice. They send you an interview request and you come for it to a job interview, right? Then you come along. Some will tell you to come along with the PDF. Some you don't have. Some is on your laptop. You don't have to print out. And then you come, and then they'll tell you. I'm sorry. How many people have gone to a UX interview, job interview before? Everybody, or
never been.
Okay. So a lot of times, the process, right, differs per company, but a lot of times, usually, this is what it may look like. A lot of times, you have the application where you apply, then they will now send you, they like what they've seen rather. They will now send you an interview invite for an interview. Then you will do a recruiter call. So where the recruiter will actually now talk to you and see they'll ask you about yourself, your CV. Then you either you have a portfolio presentation. So usually during this portfolio presentation that you present this long one. That's what they say. So that's why you have a portfolio presentation, right? Then maybe you now have a design task. They'll give you something to go and work on. Then you now submit. Then they will now. So maybe you have another last interview with maybe other heads of team you work with and stuff. They maybe offer. That'll be the last thing. So, but it differs. It differs. Different companies have the way they do their own different recruiting, right? It differs. So whereas for some, that interview process, is that after you've applied the application, is that interview that they will ask you to present your portfolio and everything. They'll do everything that day, and maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, and you're done, and they'll tell you if you made it or not in maybe 5 days or a week or something. So it differs. Yeah. So even though this works, note, it's not a one size fits all. You can have one and use it for both times. Me, I have the one, I use the one on my portfolio. I have one on my portfolio. I use it for both times, and it works. You get. So it depends on you. So, but if you can, and I think you should really use this when your case study is really long, right? I don't count number of words now, but if your case study is maybe say 1,000 words, plenty. Maybe 1,000 or 1,500 words, then you should really excuse me, you should really break it into the short one and the long one if it's very long. But if your case study is not that long, it's not what is, so you get, you can decide to just have one and use it for both times. I think that's it. So examples. So I have 2 examples. I've opened them up. Let me take you. So this is, can you see my screen, everybody?
Yes.
Everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so this is one website that I like. One of the websites. I love a lot of portfolios. It's normal. It's normal to actually have that, to like a lot of things, especially as a creative person, because you're always liking this and liking that. So I think there are links. So this is like the home page of the lady's portfolio of a lady designer, and this is the first thing you see, which I think is nice. Then there are links to jobs that she has done, jobs or positions that she has held, and then you have this, and then all the way down, right? And then notice how the color changes in contrast from beginning. So it's like brighter, a lot bright blue to like somewhere around what shade of blue is this to then green, teal, changes to teal. So let's go to about or CV. So this is her own page. This is where she talks about herself. Bethany Eck is a multidisciplinary designer. She talks about herself. She gives her experience, which is like her CV. Can you see? And then there's a contact. Then there's where else we can reach her. Then there's a speaking, I think, to reach her for speaking. So she actually put herself out there with this portfolio, right? So to actually see our case studies, I'm sure we have to go back. So all those links, click on one. So I'll see. That's it. All those are links. This is nice. If I do say so myself, there are links to case study. Let's see when she was leading the design at Medium. So this is the case study. Are you seeing? Are you noticing that it's different? It's not like your normal. See, I don't believe that there should be a normal way to write case study. It is you own it. You have to own it. The same way you're owning the product you're working on, own your case study. Let it be you. Let it speak you. See, this is our own case study, and she goes through it, announcing in front review, and then I think this is the right amount of hierarchy. So I think she was a visual designer. I think she was a UI designer in this, because I'm seeing hierarchy and all. I think she was a visual designer. In this case, less was more. See, that's not one size fits all. So that is the portfolio of Bethany Eck, which I really like. So let's look at another portfolio. Abdul Salam. So he's a product designer based in San Francisco, currently at Facebook. He talks about, so he's not just living in blank. So then these are his case study review project. These are his case studies. Let's do that again. Wait, go back. Show me again. See, these are his case studies. His case study on design systems. Case study on that project he gets. So yeah, so he's writing, speaking, and elsewhere. Links to all these things. Of his speaking, that was a speaking career. So that you see location, all of this product design, get in touch, contacts. See, this is it. Then he has his social links. And I think there's a, let me go. I think it has social proof somewhere. Okay, let's see about. Aha, this is about it. You have this picture. So you can, having your picture, it depends on you. You can test out your picture or not. It depends on you. So this is about, C is bio. This is bio. These are other things. This writing and speaking also. Mentorship and giving back. So it talks about how he's giving back to the community. Do you get? These are things that work. Then these are social proof. See people come and talk about how it worked and everything. These are social proof. Program manager is talking, senior program manager is talking. Do you get? These are all social proofs of. Oh, so if I want to recruit somebody now and I'm seeing, I'm like, oh, okay, these people are saying that it's good, then it should be good. If they are saying it delivers on time, they should deliver on time. You get. So then he takes it a step for like showing us books that he's reading. So like I said, it's you use it the way you want. And he has a Steve Jobs quote. You get. So anybody wants to share, then he has his resume somewhere here. Anybody wants to share portfolio that they've seen that they really, really like? Anybody wants to share that with me? So here's his portfolio, which you can even download. So I think that's about it. So anybody wants to share, what's it called? Share portfolio they've seen that they really, really like. Hello, anybody want to share portfolio with me? Like a portfolio that you see that you like, right? Can anybody?
Yeah,
any
I'm looking for a link. I'm searching for the link.
Okay. Any other person? The silence is. So I don't like. I've been talking for how long? I want to hear you guys. I want to listen to you. I want to hear you talk. So talk to me. Questions, additions, what have you? Let me hear.
Thank you, Bashir. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I think I'll prefer Debbie.
Okay, thank you, Debbie. Sorry, I forgot your first
Yes.
name. Um, I have two questions here. First of all, I would like to know. I would like to know the difference between product and brand designer because some people like tag the two like they are the same. So I'd like to know the difference. Then second question is what are the possible sites you can use to design our website portfolio? Possible I don't know the word to design our website, possible platform to design our website portfolio. Like instead of using Behance, Notion, like
Okay.
to make it like a website. Yeah.
Okay. Let me answer that one first. You can use WordPress, right? You can use my runs WordPress. You can use Webflow. You have to learn Webflow. I have my own reservations, but let me keep short. You can use Webflow. You can use, I think, Editor X. There are a couple of no-code website builders that you can use. So you can just Google. You get others more. Yeah, that's it. For the first question, so there's a difference between brand designer and product designer. So a product designer is a person that designs everything about the product. Cliche, right? I know. So designs from an end-to-end experience of a product, which include product roadmap and all of that, right? So there are a lot of deliverables that a product designer will deliver. A brand designer act on the other hand designs or delivers the not just identity now, identity one of deliverables, designs from identity, strategy, everything for a brand, how a brand should look. How a brand, so when I say brand, like a business, right? But it's not just a business or a person. So their personal brands, their business brands, and all of that. So the strategy, the look and feel of how a brand should be. Do you understand both of them? So an example would be, so a product designer is someone that designs WhatsApp, right? Right. But a brand designer is the person that design WhatsApp logo, not just WhatsApp logo, but how WhatsApp reaches its clientele, right? So maybe all those ads, they are, what do you call this thing? I'm looking for the right word, I've forgotten it. The identity materials, right, for WhatsApp. So if WhatsApp were to have ads and all of that will be part of their brand design. But the product designer is one that designed the WhatsApp app the way it is. So so deliverables and everything are different. And then where they face is different. So a lot of times a brand design works with a new brand or a new company startup. So they're more like a beginner design. So not like business, but like they work with a company from beginning, right? Or sometimes it can be a redesign of the brand. So it can be with an existing company that has been, but they're redesigning. So look at Slack redesign, was it last year? And Islamic Habits just redesigned. Where again? There's a couple of redesigns this year. All our favorites, I think Walt Disney, did they redesign, they rebrand? Or I think something like, I think they did rebrand or something like that. So yeah, so big companies that have been there for a long time can actually redesign. It's normal, as part of it. While for a product designer too can be can start with the company, being that if a company comes and they're like, oh, we are, what's it called? A company comes, right, and the first thing they want to work on is their product. They want to have a product in the market, which is the first thing. So yeah, it can be the first thing that they work on. But first, they need to have a brand. They need to have a face. You get, so a brand designer will readily come first and design that. Then the product designer will run with it. So there are two different things. I hope you understand. Do you understand?
Thank you very much. I do.
You're welcome. Any other questions, additions, anything?
Jerry.
Yes, I'm here.
So I want to ask a question. Probably it might not be for me, for maybe anybody that wants to really transition to UI UX. I just want to know, how can someone transition, for someone that's been a graphic designer for like 4, 5, 6 years? How can the person transition to be a UI UX designer? And how easy can it be for a person?
Okay.
So that's
So on ease, right? I'm going to say it depends on you, right? It depends on you. See, your growth as a designer is your responsibility. So it depends on you. I've seen people that have just spent 1 year and they're good. I've seen people that have been good. Do you get? So it depends on you. Is first, I understand that nothing good comes easy, and that's life. So we have to suck up, and that's the way life is. Nothing good comes easy. So you have to be willing to give in the fight, give in everything. So, and at the center of it all is having a growth mindset. Mindset is that, oh, I'm here now. In the next 1 month, I am not going to be here. I need to understand so. And so, like I said, having goals, setting goals, and saying, oh, I'm a graphic designer right now. In 1 year time, I want to be a UX designer. So the question now is, how would I get there? Okay, so I can get there by, and I said add the timelines to your goals. So I say in 3 months, I'm going to learn visual UI design or visual design as it relates to UI, right? In the next 3 months, I'm going to do user research. So the thing is, right, even while setting these goals, you're allowed to actually pass it. So even if you pass, maybe in that 3 months, you didn't finish user research, you're still learning in 6 months, it's okay, right? So yeah, you've passed the timeline. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you kill yourself over it. The thing is, I think you are learning. You are getting better than you were yesterday. So knowledge you have today is not that you have yesterday. So you can now say, in another 3 months, I want to learn design systems. So it's not left for you to decide on all those things and pace it. So it is what it is. It's not hard. It's not easy. it's left to you and how you want to approach it. So I'll just have a growth mindset, keep learning. See, all of us, even those guys look up that I think we'll be there for, we are still learning. Everybody's still learning. I'm still learning. Do you get? So every time I'm still taking courses, I'm still reading blogs, I'm still, because you can't afford to be left behind intellectually. That's what I'm talking about now. So you have to keep at it. You have to keep learning. What you think you know might be extinct tomorrow. What you think you know might not be usable tomorrow. You get? So that's it. You have to be up to date. You have to follow patterns. You have to follow trends. So you follow them does not mean you use them. There's some patterns and trends that you will not use for your design, even though you know them. So like that glassmorphism, or what's it called? I don't know if you remember. How many people used it for their real life design? There were a lot of uses for show off project and stuff. Maybe passion. It wasn't really used for passion project. It was. Why people use it for designs that cater to lots of people? It wasn't. You get, but it's something that we do because we want to feel good, or want to enjoy it. Yeah, because sometimes the road can be the way it is. You get, so it depends on how it's left to you. That's it. So commit to your growth. Tell yourself, I'm going to commit to my growth. I want to be so and so in the next couple of months. I want to be so and so in the next couple of months or weeks or days or hours or whichever works for you. I think that's it. Thanks. I think I've answered your question.
Thank you very much, Terry.
You say what?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I have a question.
Okay.
First of all, thank you for being here. And my question is basically about how to design a Behance portfolio. So I know that Behance has like, when you want to upload like a project, you have the options to add text and images and all. I was wondering how, because I see some people's project, the way like or case studies, it looks like probably like something that was done, say in Figma as a prop, and then it was just imported as an image. So I'm wondering, okay, what is the best practice for that?
Yeah, so I think I will go with that. For Behance, I'll go with that approach. So it's best to design it. So what you can do is on your Figma, have a what is this thing called? On your board, have a frame. So it might be like an A4, right? So I think the best way to learn it is go to all those case studies where they're like that, right? Save them, save those images, right? And try to replicate and see how it is. So once you can do that, you can now put your own essence and everything to it and create your own. You get, so it's just going. So it's like designing, like the way you design. Like the way I designed this. What's it called? PDF. This presentation, right? So it's the same way. So imagine that I instead of exporting them as a PDF together, I exported them individually, right? And I now take them to Behance. I now start uploading them one after the other. You get. So that's what Behance. Behance is like a PDF of these days, right? The way they put their case studies now, like a PDF of images that were uploaded to follow themselves one after the other so that you can read. So that's it. I don't know if you understand.
So I would have to like download them in different, like maybe different frames, and then just upload them in the order I want them to show, or I can put them into a single frame and then upload it, which...
So it's actually one of the two, right? So the ones that I've seen, right, because they were long, because case study can be long depending on what you're considering. Because they were long, right? They had to break them into different images. So I think maybe 10. Was it 10 or so? I can't remember now. So they broke them into different images so that they will upload one after the other, so they will follow themselves. So if you do like that, it follows itself, especially if you make the background white and they blend into each other. So if this one is white, that one is white, so it just looks like, let me see if I can show you from here. Where's continuous scroll now? Here, something like this, like me doing continuous scroll. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
And this empty space is not there, is white. Do you get? It's like this side is white. So it looks like it's blended together, right? If this in between that is gray is white, right? It looks like it looks like everything is together, right, Abi? I don't even understand. Grace Mary.
I do, thanks.
Are you sure? Okay. So if the gray part here isn't there, and or you know what, you can just buzz me, and you can buzz me on Twitter. I can just show you. I don't know, maybe person. I don't know. So my username is Debbie Bashar, as it's spelled here. That's it. Any other question?
I think we have some links on the chat section, probably some portfolio links. Maybe we check them out.
Chat. Oh, yeah. So I think I can. Oh, Notion is perfect. Who are your case studies? Who you are case studies mock-up. Yeah, you can also add mock-up. Oh, okay. Can I share with you what? Oh, sure, Grace Mary. Sorry, I don't like screen sharing. Okay. Yeah. So let me see who. Okay, Grace Mary. Yeah. So Grace Mary, this is portfolio that you like. Yes, this is nice. This is really nice. Hello, I'm Rachel. Design things for people and I illustrate their stories. See? Designer and illustrator. Stuff I've done. This looks nice. And I'm sure, let me see. Case study. I think it's still loading. Let me show you one that I really love. Oh my God. So there was a time that I love this lady's. I found our website, a portfolio in 2017. Yeah. And I've been in love with it. So when I wanted to do my portfolio, I almost wanted to copy. I was like, no, Debbie, you have to be original. Like, are you seeing my screen right now? Are you seeing the beauty that is this woman's portfolio? Catch the star and play around. Are you seeing? Turn the sound on for the full experience. The sound is on now. She has even changed it. It wasn't like this. She has changed it again. Lord. So are you seeing how the star is? Turn the star and turn the sound on. Okay. Work about a digital native, visual designer, and advocate working with mobile teams and clients, crafting and impactful brand concept. What? Scroll down and explore designing for you. I love. Sorry, let me go on to still the font. I think that the font. Okay, I think that's it, right? I think we are done. Hello, people. Oh, hey, yes. Hello, people.
Hi.
That's it. Any more questions? Let me get that mesmerized with the website because it looks very nice.
Saving the fonts, please.
What?
Like, what's this app? Yeah, you need to save the fonts they are saving.
Oh, really? So it's what the font?
Yeah.
What's the font?
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Just Google it and add it to your Chrome as an extension.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I think that is the end of my class. Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, I think that's the end of my class. Thank you very much. It was good to be part of this class. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. Thank you, people. I enjoyed chatting with.
Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie.
Even though a lot of you didn't really want to talk, because I had to insist on everybody introducing themselves, but it was good to have the session with you guys. Hopefully, I don't know. Don't let me say hopefully. So thank you very much, guys. Yeah, George, I'm sorry, I didn't show you your website that you wanted to see. And I already stopped sharing. But I've got it, Sha.
It's fine.
Okay.
Hi, Debbie. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for joining the call today. I'm sure everyone learned one or two things. So I'm sure they grabbed your social media handle as well.
So yes, if we have any questions, I'm sure the learners will reach out to you on your social media platform. All right, thank you very much. Thank you everybody for joining the call. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.